trip out of Palm Springs to the Salton Sea. Really, the only reason we come out here is because of the photography. Other than that, there's no reason to come here.
There's no reason to come here anymore. You know, the Salton Sea, if you don't know the history of it, was formed accidentally. This big, huge body of water is an accident. This area is actually called the Salton Depression before this sea formed. In the 1930s, the Army Corps of Engineers tried to had the idea to bring some water in from the Colorado River and use this big open space for agriculture, which in fact it is used today. There's the date palms all around the Salton Sea. But they, interestingly enough, made a mistake. They created canals coming off the Colorado River here into the Salton Depression, but they didn't account for a very heavy rainfall that particular year, and the amount of water coming down the Colorado River overwhelmed the works that they had in place and actually flooded this Salton Depression with water over a period of months, unable to stop that flow. Almost the entire flow of the Colorado River came right into here, and it created the Salton Sea. So this was created by accident, and when it was first created, it was fresh water. And so in the 30s and 40s and the 50s, developers actually made towns all around this place because it was an oasis in the middle of the desert, an accidental oasis, but it was beautiful, as you can imagine it would be.
And it was this whole idea of, like, you know, come out and have this lakefront property, you know, vacation home in the middle of the desert, you know.
On this big, huge lake.
Yeah, and all the old advertising of it is just
this great classic retro advertising showing people on water skis and boating and fishing and with your home right on the lake in the middle of the desert in an inexpensive bit of paradise.
And we're on the East Coast right now. The West Coast is kind of where most of those cities were built up. And so there's all these developments, and they put in streets, you know, it was developed. And they all have, you know, like sea and lake and water related names, which is hilarious.
Sea Gem.
Yeah, and
Marina
Sea
Boulevard.
Mist, and
as you can see, it's just pretty desolate.
It's just a desert.
The real problem is that because it's an accident, this isn't a naturally occurring body of water, there's really no outflow. There's a very little outflow. So what ends up happening is over time, the salinity level rose so high in this body of water that almost nothing can live in here. And now it's almost toxic. The agricultural runoff from some of the date plantations around here also contribute to the toxicity of this water. So all these beaches are essentially empty, and these houses are ruins, and it makes for some really interesting photography. But it's not a place where you can hang out on the beach. It's very hot and dry, and adding to this problem, even though it looks lovely here, is that the agricultural runoff will actually create algae blooms, and those blooms suck the oxygen out of the water. So even though tilapia can handle the salinity of this body of water, they can't handle not having oxygen, and they will have on occasion huge fish die-offs. You'll see fish carcasses all up and down. So you can imagine it's the worst possible thing. It's hot, it's dry, you can't get in the water, and then there's dead fish and flies. It can be pretty. I've been here when it's been 100 degrees to take pictures, and it's pretty rough. Right now, it's just a really unique, odd piece of history a lot of people don't know about, and I love coming here again for there's a lot of ruin porn photography to be had around here.
If you ever decide to come out here, don't worry, it won't be busy.